What's the most that's ever been in your bank account at one time?
Million. Bought one of the biggest mountains in Georgia on 127 acres. We're gonna go check it out right after we leave here.
How the f did they do this? This is how you get monkeypox, dude. All right, today, folks, let's talk money. Let's talk $100 million. We're gonna be talking to a guy, Abraham Gray, an entrepreneur, investor, a whole lot of things, worth $100 million, and see what it's like to be him. But first, a message from our sponsor. As you guys might know with my wild content, YouTube has been demonetizing the absolute dog of me. So when I say that this video has been made possible by the sponsor of today, HelloFresh, I mean it. If you want to invest into yourself, the first place I recommend is actually your body. So we got this wonderful pre-packaged ingredients from HelloFresh. And now we're ready to cook a delicious and healthy meal. Even a monkey like me could follow these 6 steps. So if you want pythons like these and a booty like this, you gotta eat healthy. Man, it smells so good that even Frankie Boy had to come by and see what this was all about. Sauce. Use the code on the screen for 65% off or click my link in description. Woo! Yeah! Big Daddy's in the kitchen right now. Hello, Fresh! Woo! Bon appetit. Dinner's ready. And now, back to the episode. Hello, hello.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Good, good. Yeah,
good to meet you.
Yeah,
Ooh, looking good in the shirt.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
When we were figuring out everything that we were gonna do, I was like, well, shit, let's make sure we can fit it all in the day.
Are all these images your brands on the wall?
Yeah. I actually have a bunch more we just didn't make it.
Come over here and look at these gloves. So this man, not only is he a businessman, but he also has entered the cage and tested his courage there. How many times did you make that walk?
6 fights.
Man.
But I was old when I started. My first fight, I was 38.
So what made you wake up and say, I'm going into a cage fight?
Man, I just got into jiu-jitsu and I did karate my whole life. I was like, man, I just got to get in there and just see how I
test yourself?
Yeah.
I think a lot of winners I meet, there's this inborn thing is like you constantly have to put a hurdle in your own path.
For sure.
To see how you do.
Yeah.
He does a lot of real estate, but also a lot of his businesses look like experience-based businesses where you go and have a good time. Putt Nation. Are you a drinker yourself?
I don't drink at all. I never drink.
Are you a sober man?
Yeah, I just never drink. I just don't like it.
Do you have any vices?
I mean, I like to work a lot.
Yeah.
I have this addiction to making money.
I'm putting in the title of the video, Day in the Life of a $100 Million Man. Is that a fair title?
In this business right here, Goldmax, I made $100 million in profit.
Abraham, is it true that you made your first million off of Beanie Babies?
I made my first million off of baseball cards.
Baseball cards?
But I made my first 10 million off of Beanie Babies.
What a niche market, man. This is fake money.
I have escape rooms, and in the bank heist room, we have like millions and millions and millions of dollars.
What do you think about rappers that are like always like...
I mean, that's their thing. If I was a rapper, I'd do the same shit.
Is there any flex you do or you feel like you're low-key about your dough?
I was super low-key about everything. I very rarely even posted on social media until 2019, 2020.
So some people would look at your position and say, you have all the wealth you need. Fame can be a weird thing to get into. Some people want to be rich but undercover.
Yeah. The more I do on social media, the more my businesses grow.
What's your average stress level throughout a day or a week?
I'm never stressed. I literally have no stress in my life, ever. I just know like whatever I can get to, and whatever I don't, I don't. Do you wrestle in college?
Yeah.
He's going to be way quicker and he'll get a good start, but it's not going to end good.
I think this confidence is good for his business, but I don't know if it's going to work on the mats. Tell us what we're about to see right now.
We're in the main level of the house, and you want to go check out my gym and my movie room and some other cool shit I did, so we're going to take the elevator downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, got it.
Oh my god, alright, so come on. Nothing was here when I bought the house, I put all this shit in. So basically, here's my gym. I used to train a lot here. Since I have my own gyms, I just kind of go there. You guys can wear cage work, jiu-jitsu, karate. My wife uses it to work out. My kids do like karate since they were 3 years old. So
Massage room.
So yeah, so I get 2 massages every single week.
Now that's a luxury item that when I'm really banking in the bucks, I'm investing in that.
So they just come here every week, and
That's why your glutes are so loose?
you don't have a massage room? So here's my movie room. So this is the coolest thing. So when I first bought this house, I was like, dude, I want to have like the coolest house out of anyone I know. And I know a lot of people have movie rooms, right? But very few people have concession rooms with a movie room.
Because big dogs gotta eat, right?
Hey. So I built this fake wall that looks like a pendant.
Certainly a UFC fan, I see, a fight fan.
Yeah, I like UFC. I have, basically all the different candies and drinks. My kids come here and rate it.
You charge your kids $6 for popcorn? Inflation's hitting this household hard, huh?
Plus tax. So our phones are gonna keep ringing.
Is this appropriate for children's movie theater, Abraham?
Dude, so my children, I curse like a mother in front of them. I don't block anything out.
So first word they learned was probably
Yeah, for sure.
How often do you actually use
This room? Before COVID, I used to have a ton of people come here every single month for all the UFC fights.
So building community is really important to you.
Yeah, for sure. And everyone that comes here is friends of mine, really from jiu-jitsu. I have other friends that, from real estate. So I built all this.
Wow, imagine watching a UFC night in this. How often do you take your elevator?
My wife and kids use it almost every day. I don't use it hardly that often.
How is it that your number gets leaked? Wouldn't you want your number a little bit more protected?
It's skip trace. He knows, right? I get anyone that owns homes, you can skip trace them and get anyone's number. And then basically what they do is these guys are just keep calling, trying to buy your homes. So because I own hundreds of homes, I literally get crazy amounts of calls.
Would you say you're a healthy eater?
I try to be.
I noticed the cookie jar is awfully low.
That's not me. That's my daughter is bad.
Yeah.
I tell my wife not to buy this stuff, and she buys it anyway. I'm like, don't leave it in the house. But I really haven't been eating any sugar the last couple months. I got a few different stairs. This is one of them.
So you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
They're growing up in an extremely nice life. How do you deal with money around your kids? Do you plan on leaving them money? How do you navigate that?
I give them money for their birthday. That's pretty much about it. My older kid actually works at the karate studio as a helper, and he gets paid to do that. My other 2 kids are too young to work, but they want to work and make money.
Let's just say you die on this earth with $100 million. How much of that would you leave your kids? How much are you putting into charity?
I have a will. It all goes to my kids and wife.
I think it could be a great gift to be the son or the daughter of someone very wealthy, but also can be a curse, right? Guessing a lot of sons of really wealthy people are depressed and
100%.
I mean, how do you navigate that?
I mean, I'm basically going to be watching them and as they grow up, what their attitude is. If one of them turn out not to be that good, then
you'll write them out a little bit.
I mean, I think you have to, because it'll all be blown and it'll go to something stupid.
If they come to you and they say, "Dad, these new Yeezys just came out. Can I get them?"
I make them do something for me to get something.
Do they have to get their hands dirty at all? Like what?
Yeah, they do all the chores. They take out the trash. They fill up the water in the fridge. They pretty much do everything. Here's my bedroom.
You go to sleep looking at your security cameras? Is that ever?
Yeah.
Is that a comforting thing to fall asleep to?
We have a gate, so it's hard to get in anyway. I actually have double the amount of cameras as this. This is only half one.
I don't see a bunch of Jordans and Yeezys. Like, where would you say your splurges are in here?
I have the cheapest shit. If someone broke in my house, they'd be disappointed.
So you're not much of a materialist.
No, not at all. These are all gold IBJJF. I usually pretty much get gold or silver. This actually is a waterfall. I'm in here multiple times a day.
That's nice, man. Are you good at being able to just sit back and enjoy what you have?
Yeah, 100%. Jiu-jitsu I really enjoy. I enjoy just hanging out in the jacuzzi, chilling. There's a lot of things like self-care stuff I do, and I really enjoy and just relax and reflect on stuff. Rock climbing wall, zip line. This right here used to be like fountains and all kinds of stuff and concrete. I took it all out. I put a field here so we play ball.
We kind of got to see how your kids are growing up. What was your childhood like? What's your story?
My parents got divorced right before I was 2, and I ended up moving with my mom. I lived in like a 1-bedroom apartment with her from when I was like 2 till when I was like 9. We didn't really have shit.
I heard part of the backstory was that you were in and out of foster cares.
Yeah. When I was 12 years old, I didn't get along with either of my parents. From 12 to 16, I lived with a lot of different foster families.
Were you kind of a bad kid?
I was a very bad kid. And I was bad all through my early 20s.
Were they on the misdemeanor or felony level?
No, they're felony. When I got to high school, I was like the most likely to be in jail the rest of my life.
So you could have your own driver, but you just don't want to?
It's just not convenient. My wife helps me a lot. She'll drive just so I could like answer emails.
There's a strong sentiment in this country, say like eat the rich, no one should be super rich.
It's just jealous. The only reason why people don't like people is because they're jealous of them usually. And obviously as soon as they get rich, they don't feel that way anymore. And there's so many stories out there with people that were homeless that are now multi-millionaires. I mean, Alex Rose, he was homeless like literally a year before I bought the program. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars now. I don't know if they cleaned it out yet. It might
So this was a hoarder house.
Yeah, let's go.
And that doesn't scare you away from a property?
No.
A house this small with 2 dumpsters is crazy. This is a place you really want to walk through with sandals on?
You don't want to. But
Golly fucking Jenkins.
this thing was like this high though.
Ew.
Can't be scared though. You just gotta do it.
Oh! How? How?
I just bought this house. hold your. Oh shit! I didn't bring my flashlight. Just keep your nose closed because it's fucking cold. This is the master right here.
Hold on. Oh my gosh!
Bro, this is the master bedroom.
How the fuck did they do this?
I don't know.
This is how you get monkeypox, dude. This is the most disgusting
Look at this.
property I've ever seen in my life.
How could somebody let you gotta look?
Whoa, I don't want to follow.
See how crazy.
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. And it's just all over their whole house. Oh, Abraham, when people picture what they think your life might be like, they picture glamour and glitz, and you have butlers, and there's dolphins in your pool at your house. You're walking through this.
I love this shit.
So you get down and dirty.
I love this shit.
I hope people appreciate the amount of work and what you have to be willing to do to be in this position. It's not easy. We just got done rolling, now we're checking out the rest of the gym.
I'm not gonna talk about what happened during rolling because some people ain't gonna wanna know.
Old dogs have tricks, old dogs have tricks.
This is our personal training area. We have all kinds of weights that you could possibly want. We have boxing classes at the end.
Wow, sauna in the gym, huh? Oh man, if you wanna relax, you wanna cut weight, this is a great place.
Great place to cut weight.
Wow, look at this.
So this mural was actually done by someone that used to work at Sherwin-Williams next door. It took him like a year to do all this. He did it by hand. It's crazy. So this is my shopping center, one of my shopping centers.
So guys, Abraham has this entire strip right here. Gym, furniture store.
This is the arts and crafts studio and a axe throwing location. Blue Belt that owns that. He rented it from me.
That little coffee shop. So this is his axe throwing gym.
Quick axe and get out of here. You got it, man. First, bullseye. There you go. Bullseye. All the way back and lean forward and swing your arm back to the hip. Oh, nice. There you go. Bullseye.
All right, guys, we're gonna edit out all the 74 times before that.
Okay, let's go. When I bought this shopping center, I didn't want anyone to mess with me. So what I did was I bought 3 houses in the neighborhood. I bought the next 3 houses. So I own all the houses. They're friends, so I'm renting them cheap. I'm renting them for like $2,000 only. They would rent for closer to 3. But they're friends of mine. They take good care of it. I know I can do whatever I want. They're not going to bother me. So it just works out for everybody. This is an arts and crafts studio. I got this idea from Paint and Sip. Those were like crazy popular. I knew some people making millions of dollars on Paint and Sip places, but I couldn't open it up on Paint and Sip. There were just too many of them. I was like, you know what? I don't think people really give a shit about painting. I think they just like going to hang out, being able to bring your own food and drinks.
All right, so Abraham, you do a lot of different types of business. Is there anything you sell? Like, would you sell cigarettes? Would you sell painkillers? Would you sell anything that's...
I would sell anything that's legal. If it's not legal, I wouldn't mess with it, but if it's legal, I would mess with it.
So gambling, nude videos?
Of course.
Doesn't matter if they're smoking cigarettes, eating 17 cheeseburgers in a day.
I think it's stupid for people that do that, but it's their choice. If that's what they want to do,
And someone's gonna make money off of it, might as well be you.
100%.
Let's go eat lunch.
Big dog's got to eat.
So we're here at a cryotherapy place.
This will wake you the f up for sure, and you're gonna feel so good. And on the ride to the mountains, you're gonna be happy we came here.
We gotta be awake if we're visiting a mountain that this man owns.
Bought one of the biggest mountains in Georgia, 127 acres. We're gonna go check it out right after we leave here.
How often does a mountain get listed for sale?
Not often.
And then when you're ready, we'll just knock on this door and we'll freeze you. What song are we doing?
You know the song Cash Out by Little Toe?
He wants to get lit.
You're going to be at -220.
Okay.
He's like rocking.
So many rounds, I don't need to hang. So many clips, he could get a tape. Shut up, dope boy fresh with a stick on me. Dope boy fresh with a stick on me.
The second song you put on was the shit.
So how'd you like it?
I feel good.
Yeah, it's crazy refresh. Crazy refresh.
I feel like I could just like
Go again. We could go roll again.
Yeah.
No gi this time. He's like F the gi.
I'm charged up.
Feel good afterwards.
Okay, let's go to a mountain, huh?
Let's go to a mountain. Tesla's charging station.
So, what are the simple pleasures in life that you enjoy?
I really enjoy when a deal happens. That's really, I get like super, super happy and I feel like, wow, I just accomplished something. Anytime I accomplish something, I really get like a joy out of that. And of course, you know, hanging out with my wife, hanging out with my kids on the weekends and when I have time.
It sounds like you don't get as happy or as excited about normal things.
I don't give a shit about most stuff that people will get happy about. It just doesn't like do a whole lot for me.
Do you feel like that is one of your secrets to being able to win, is that you were kind of singularly obsessed obsessed with closing a deal, and the other distractions that most people would fall into, you don't fall into.
100%. So the things that used to disappoint me when I was little, that I used to stress about or be unhappy about, were like when I expected something or wanted something and I couldn't get it. So now like I just don't ever expect anything, ever want anything, and when I do get something, I don't get that excited about it because I didn't expect it, I didn't care about it, and when I don't get it, it doesn't really affect me in a bad
So
way.
you don't have a roller coaster emotional compass. You're kind of.
I'm so flat.
What about the birth of a child?
Yeah, like it's crazy, but it doesn't do that much for me. It's crazy.
Losing your virginity.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Do you wish you could feel more of that for the simple joys of life?
Not really, because I do feel good a lot of times, but it's just I always feel good. So it's like I'm not like ever on a crazy high, but I'm always above average. So it works for me.
Do you ever picture retirement? Like, do you ever picture you're just relaxing?
I feel like I'm retired. Because what is retirement really? Retirement is when you get to do whatever you want and don't have to feel committed to do something. There's nothing that I have to do right now that I have to do. Like if I wanted to say, look, I don't want to look at deals anymore, I'm done. I never have to look at deals. I only do it because it's fun.
But it's hard for you to relax.
That relaxes me. Like doing these deals relaxes.
If you don't do anything, do you become stressed?
Yeah. That's
Intense?
the only time I ever become stressed is when I am not doing stuff. When I go on vacations and I'm gone for a week, man, that would be probably the only time that I even get like, I wouldn't say stressed, but like close. Like I'm like, what am I missing?
You're an interesting man, Abraham Gray. Okay, so this is the business that did $100 million.
I had over 300 locations of these all across the country. This was one of my first 2 locations that I ever opened.
What kind of money was this doing when it was at its prime with you?
I was making $100,000 a month in profit just off this one location. What's up? I'll see you forever.
How do you screen people to see if they rob stuff to bring it in, or?
Report everything they purchased to the police department.
Everything has to be reported, and then they come and look at everything. If anything matches a robbery description, they'll come and take it. Crazy thing about diamonds is, literally, it's probably worth a third of what retail.
Diamond's a dirty business, isn't it?
Very, very. We set up, we put some big signage out, and before you knew it, people were just coming in, selling us gold, and just making a crazy amount of money. You want to check the back out? Look at this. There's money. I ran 20,000.
There are a lot of people out there that listen to this. They hear about all the businesses you have. $100 million sounds so unattainable. If you started over at zero right now, what would you do to get to $100,000? Some people would just be happy with $100K in the bank.
It's impossible to get to where you want to get day one. Like people are like, how do you have 300 stores? It's impossible. I would have failed if I did 300 stores. I did 2 stores. And then from 2 stores, I went to 5, from 5 to 10. If your goal is to have $100,000, make $2,000, then make 5, then make 10, then make 20, then make 50. And then before you know it, you'll be at 100, but you're not going to make it right away.
There's 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now, and we need to find a way to create wealth. What would you tell those people?
They got to figure out what they like doing, and they got to figure out what they're good at, and they need to figure out a way to make money at what they like doing and what they're good at, and to go after it. Anyone could own a business. Anyone could do this stuff. Like Jimmy, who owns this business that probably does really well now, he worked for me for years. He grew from working at the front to being a manager to owning the store. As long as you care enough about progressing, if you're trying to get it overnight, you're going to fail or do something crazy because that's basically asking for a disaster. So look at all this. This is all...
Are this ancient Indian
I have no idea.
medieval weapons? Or?
That's probably a sex toy. But you go on eBay and that's, yeah. This is...
That's $200,000.
Well, I hear the mountains calling.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks a lot. I had no interest in buying anything this far away from Atlanta, and when I came here, I was like, dude, I gotta buy this. They're painting it. They're all built in the 18s and 17s. The oldest one is 1775. What's that one? The stagecoach. So it actually has slave quarters in it.
Oof. So we're at the base of the mountain right now. You're developing these for Airbnbs right now.
How many does this sleep right here, Stacey?
About 50.
That used to be a hotel that some of the third vice president of the United States stayed in. So the mountain's like way the up there, like it's like crazy far up. This is the oldest one, 1775. These are like we're gonna put stuff like this all through all the cabins. These are like the actual tools they used to build it, like the actual nails. That's what they used in the 1700s. People were short back then because there's a lot of short doors. So yeah, the slave quarters was up here. So the slaves they made really shitty quarters for. We're gonna leave. And this is where they all stayed. You go up there. 1775.
We weren't even officially a country yet.
No, this is a year before we were officially a country is when this was built. And this is South Carolina, so this wasn't a Confederate state, so they had the slaves the longest.
But look, they can't even stand up to do anything.
No, they can't stand up, they didn't care about them. They made it as cheap and as easy as possible for them.
Imagine being like, oh, I'm going to bed after I worked all day and I can't even stand up. That's bullshit, man. Yeah. It's a good thing we had the Civil War, huh?
Yep. Let's go to one that's almost finished, and then we can go to the mountain.
Abraham, how many construction projects do you have running at one time?
A lot. I'm not even sure how many. I know that I have a few hundred homes. I probably have at least 10% of them under construction, so at least 30. Yeah.
On this property alone, at any given time, there's like 40 people that work on this property.
So how many people do you employ through all the businesses you do? Like how many people have a job because you are alive?
Well, it's probably close to 1,000. It's probably at least 800. But when I had the gold business, I mean, it was in the thousands.
Is that something you take pride in? Like the fact that many people have a job because you are moving and grooving and doing your thing?
I get really close to a lot of the people that work for me, especially people that I see on a day-to-day basis.
Sir, is a firearm for animals, for humans, or a little bit of both?
Bears.
Animal. There's bears.
Is there a big bear that lives around here? Have you met him personally?
Yes, I have.
Is he a fine man or no?
He took off running the other way when he realized I was there.
How many people can say a 600-pound bear runs from them? This guy.
This is one of the smallest ones. It's a one bedroom.
So a mixture of rustic and luxury, kind of.
We're trying to get a lot of rustic on the outside and then like the walls, but like we want people to have luxury when they come here, so they want to keep coming back.
Do you ever stay in the places that you own?
100%. When we first get these ready and get these open, me and my partners are going to stay for like at least a week or a week and a half in every single unit for a few days to make sure that they're all good, because that's the only way that you know.
You yourself are going to stress test the unit.
I'm gonna myself stress test these, yeah, for sure. And it's a nice getaway. It'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff to do here.
You'll take the kids and have a good time?
100%, 100%.
Is that a mosque or a church?
It's a church.
Maybe it may be hard to tell for people, but the mountain that he owns is there, and we're going to see it once we're at the top because it's kind of disguised by all the trees. Wonderful truck over here. Got us to the top.
I just bought a Tesla. I think I should get it this week.
You have a Tesla. What makes you want to get another one?
I want a brand new one, a 2020. So the reason is because my car can't make it all the way here to this mountain and back home on one charge. The new Teslas can make it here, back home, and then probably here again. So,
Also, watch your ankles here. There's a lot of snakes.
but we're on top of a mountain. Like we're like a fucking mile above where we just were. So we're on the top of the mountain right here. We're on top of Trembly Bald. We're above almost any single place in Georgia you could be right now.
You pretty pumped?
I don't get that excited, but it's kind of cool.
I'm excited. I've never met anyone that owns a mountain yet, so
Yeah.
that's a check in your hat, huh? Because I'm a pretty good source of mountain knowers, you know what I mean? I think this is a good time to end the episode on some Instagram questions from the audience. So thank you guys for all the questions you submitted on Instagram. First, how has money impacted your social life?
So I actually had been with my wife since 1997. So relationship-wise, it hasn't really impacted me. But as far as all my friends and stuff, I actually hang out with mostly all the people that I do jiu-jitsu with, or all the people that I do real estate with. Nobody would know anything about me other than I'm just a regular guy. If you saw me on the street, what would you think?
I think borderline metrosexual, but pretty cool.
There you go. So
What do you think the most lucrative avenue is that you can go into to make money?
So I think the two best ways to make money is definitely in real estate and in business. Now, I've made most of my money in business, but I've made a ton of money in real estate. Save up some money with real estate, or save up some money with just doing some odds and end jobs, save it, invest it, and then definitely at some point you need to own your own business.
What's a downside to being a $100 million man?
So honestly, there is no downside at all. I can do whatever I want. I work because I have fun doing it.
That's a blessing for sure. How'd you make your first million?
When I was younger, I collected baseball cards, football cards. I turned 15, I started selling them. I was making around $50,000 a year when I was 15, then I was making 100 when I was 16, and every single year I made a few $100,000 more and more and more. I was actually able to save $1 million by the time I was 19.
Wow. What's the worst purchase you ever made?
I bought costume stores and different things like that I didn't really know what I was doing when I was doing due diligence in my early 20s, and those ended up not being so good. I lost multiple hundred thousands on some of those. As far as real estate goes, I bought some properties back in 2007, 8. Probably been a few properties back when the market turned that I lost over 100,000 plus on each one. I'm buying so many that the amount that I lose on is so small that it's worth taking the risks.
Have you ever been asked to be someone's sugar daddy?
I never have, never interested. Married, I have 3 kids. I've been with my wife for 26 years, but thanks for the offer.
Would you rather have all of your wealth right now or go back to being 20 years old and broke?
Knowing what I know now, for sure.
You don't enjoy your place in life so much that you just say, I'm good.
No, because instead of making $100 million, I could have made $1 billion.
And so what?
Psychological. Like if there's somebody better than you, you always want to better yourself, but you always want to see if you can get to these other people's levels.
Okay, let's say you're number 1 in the world. Then what? You're happy?
I'm happy whether I have the amount of money I have now. I'm happy whether I had half of the amount of money I had now. It's nothing to do with happiness. It has to do with there's something in you that if you don't progress every single day or every single month, you just don't feel as good about yourself.
Do you even check the prices of things when you buy it?
Never. I haven't checked prices on almost anything in so long. The only thing I will check prices on if I buy a new car or, you know, when I'm buying homes.
To make sure you're not getting screwed.
Yeah, it's just 'cause when I buy a home, you know, I'm doing it for investment, so I want to make sure that I'm buying it so I can resell it. As far as anything like hotels or food or entertainment or massages or whatever it is, I could care less. It's irrelevant.
What's the most that's ever been in your bank account at one time?
$10 million, $15 million. It's really, really stupid to keep a lot of cash at any time in your bank because you're just not making any money with the money in your bank. I keep way less than that now. Never have more than $5 million. It would be a lot right now just because it's stupid.
Mr. Abraham Gray, it's been a fascinating journey in your world, seeing all sorts of things that you are up to. And I think you have a great story that you can start with zero in your pocket. You can make something of yourself in this country. You can be an investor, an entrepreneur, a business owner across many different fronts. And I think you can too at home if you apply yourself the right
Anyone
way.
can do it. Like all the richest people I know, or all the rich people, friends that I know, were broke and they made it all themselves, but you know, without being handed anything to them. It's just a matter of, you know, really wanting it and figuring out something that works and then building it to whatever level that you want to build it to.
Sir,
Yeah.
pleasure.
Hey, big dogs gotta eat.